Okay, so for this one, it is 2012 and it is question 7. So the first thing that we're asked, it says, paying close attention to skills on the charts, what can you say about the change from September 29 to September 2011? So the arrears rate, so what I said that they have gone up by a lot. They're mostly between 1 and 5. Okay, so you can see here that most of my arrears are between 1 and 5. And then you can also say that in 2011, they're actually between like 5 and 15. So that's what I said about arrears rate. Then it says the rates of interest being paid. Okay, so we can read along here. The interest rate is read off this way and same over here. So we can see that they've gone up a lot as well. They're mostly between 2.3 and 4.1 in 2009, and now that they're mostly between 4 and 6% in 2011. And then what I said for the relationship between the arrears rate and the interest rate is that there's a stronger relationship in 2011 than in 2009. Okay, and what additional information would you need before you could estimate the median interest rate being paid by mortgage holders in September 2011? I said you would need to know how many mortgage holders are represented by each point in the diagram. And then it says, regarding the relationship between the arrears rate and the interest rate for 2011, the authors and their report state the direction of causality is important, and they go on to discuss it. So what is meant by the direction of causality? So in this context, so it is a question of whether higher arrears cause interest rates to go up, or whether higher interest rates cause arrears to go up, assuming that there's a causal relationship in all of them. Okay. The next part of this question, it says, what's the probability that a property selected at random from all those examined will be in negative equity? So the information is up here, girls. So that negative equity, I get 145,414 all over my total, because the total examined was 475,136, and 2 decimal places I get 0.31. And then it says, what's the probability that the property selected at random from all those in negative equity will also be in arrears? Okay, so from negative equity, I have this figure here. Over from all those examined with negative equity is this figure here. Okay, so it's 145,414, and I get my answer to be 0.08. And then I have down here, find the probability that the property selected at random from all those in arrears will also be in negative equity. Okay, so and then it says give your answers correct 2 decimal places. Okay, so I know that the people that fall into both, okay, that they're in negative equity and arrears, is 11,644. Okay, I know that my total circle for my negative equity, okay, should add up to be 145,414. Okay, I need to find out how many people were just in arrears. So I was able to see, okay, so there was 317,355 people that were neither arrears nor equity, so they're actually out in my universe. Okay, so I was able to take 475,136, take away this figure here, take away my this figure and this figure to find out how many people I should be left with, which was 12,367. So then what I had to do is I had to actually find the probability that a person selected at random from those in arrears would also be negative equity. So selected at random that are in arrears and in negative equity are these people here, over the people that are just in arrears, okay, which is 24,011, and I get 0.48. This question over here, so it says, the study describes in part D were so large that they can be assumed to represent the population. Suppose that in early 2012 researchers want to know whether the population proportion in negative equity has changed. They analysed 2,000 randomly selected properties with mortgages. They discovered that 552 of them are in negative equity. Use the hypothesis test at the 5% selection level to decide whether there is sufficient evidence to conclude that the situation has changed since December 2010. Be sure to state the null hypothesis clearly and to state the conclusion clearly. Okay, so my sample proportion is 552 over my 2,000, and I get 0.276. So my null hypothesis at this stage, okay, so the proportion of negative equity is unchanged. Okay, so we worked out over here that the probability of getting that was 0.31. Okay, and then I can say that my proportion not negativity, it has changed, so it is not 0.31. Okay, so the 95% confidence margin of error, I did my margin of error is 1 over root n, which is 1 over 2000, and I get 0.0224. So I get 0.31 plus or minus my margin of error, which is 0.0224, and I add it and I subtract it, and I get 0.3324, and I get 0.2876. Okay, as my sample proportion is 0.276, my category had to actually fall in between, so my proportion had to be in between 0.2876 and 0.3324. 0.276 is outside the range, so we actually have to reject our null hypotenuse. And that's that question finished.